In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on April 23, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. St. Louis Cardinals versus Atlanta Braves. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves are wrapping up a 3-game set on Wednesday afternoon. Last year, the Cardinals held their own against Atlanta, taking 4 of 6 games. The Braves came out strong in this series, though, picking up a 7-4 win on Monday to open things up. The Cardinals just can't seem to figure things out when they're away from home. They haven't managed to win a single road series so far, and heading into Tuesday night's game, they were sitting on a rough 1-10 road record. Meanwhile, the Braves are starting to shake off a rough stretch to begin the season. They've strung together 4 wins in a row and have only lost 2 games at home during that run. Veteran starter Miles Mikolas hasn't been able to find any rhythm for St. Louis. He's been hit hard lately, giving up 13 earned runs over his last 3 starts, which add up to just over 12 innings on the mound. It's been worse on the road, where he's allowed 11 runs in only 2 appearances. On the flip side, Bryce Elder gets the start for Atlanta and has a decent shot at bouncing back against a Cardinals lineup that's been mostly quiet. They've been held to 4 runs or fewer in 5 of their last 6 contests. Atlanta is heating up at the right time, winning 4 of their last 5 outings, and they get to face Mikolas, who comes into this one with a shaky 7.64 earned run average and a 1.58 WHIP on top of that. The Cardinals bullpen hasn't done them any favors, sitting near the bottom of the league with a 4.8 earned run average and a 1.38 WHIP. It looks like the Braves should have chances to do damage from start to finish. As our first pick for this matchup, the Atlanta Braves money line is our full game side pick. Even though the Braves are in the driver's seat, St. Louis can still make some noise offensively. Bryce Elder hasn't exactly been lights out either. He's given up 9 runs across his last 2 starts, which totaled just 11 innings. He's also got a so-so track record against the Cardinals, with a career earned run average of 4.24 in those matchups. Also worth noting, Atlanta's bats have come alive lately, with 24 runs scored in their last 5 games. Mikolas gave up 4 runs in his most recent outing against the Mets, and the Cardinals bullpen continues to underperform, bringing a rough 5.08 earned run average into this one. The Braves have also been involved in high-scoring games lately, with the total going over in 6 of their last 10. Feels like this one's going to have some fireworks. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Yankees versus Cleveland Guardians. 2 American League squads wrap up a 3-game showdown on Wednesday afternoon as the New York Yankees pay a visit to the Cleveland Guardians along the edge of Lake Erie. Both teams are looking to finish the series on a high note, but it's the Yankees who need a win most, trying to avoid getting swept in Cleveland. The Yankees head into Wednesday hoping to escape town with at least 1 victory after falling short in the first 2 games. Aaron Judge had a monster night on Tuesday, going 4 for 4 at the plate, but he didn't get much help from the rest of the lineup. The offense has been sputtering lately, with guys like Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm, Austin Wells, and Anthony Volpe all having a rough go of it. If this group can't find a spark, wins will be hard to come by. Meanwhile, the Guardians are on a roll, riding a 5-game winning streak and putting up an average of 5.4 runs per game during that stretch. They've got momentum on their side as they head into this final matchup. Carlos Rodon gets the start for New York and comes in with a 2-3 record and a 4.34 earned run average. He was lights out in his last outing, shutting out the Rays over 6 innings and racking up 9 strikeouts. Cleveland will counter with Luis Ortiz, who's 2-2 with a 5.48 earned run average. While that number doesn't look great on paper, it's worth noting he's turned it around recently. He's 2-0 in his last 2 starts, allowing just 3 earned runs while striking out 18 over 10.2 innings. The Guardians are playing some solid solid ball right now, but Rodon's history against them is worth a look. He's 8-5 lifetime with a 2.81 earned run average, and Cleveland hasn't exactly torched left-handers this year, hitting just .233 against them. Ortiz has looked better lately, but the Yankees lineup has too much talent to stay quiet for long. A bounce-back win feels within reach. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. When it comes to totals, the Yankees have gone over in 12 of their 23 games this season, with 2 games landing on the number. They've been scoring well, second in the league. In fact, averaging 5.65 runs per game, though they also give up 4.57 runs on average. That shakes out to about 10.09 total runs per contest. On the road, they average 4.73 runs while allowing 4.18, leading to a slightly lower average of 8.91 total runs per game. The Guardians had also hit the over in 12 of their first 22 games going into Tuesday night. Offensively, they're middle of the pack, ranking 20th in the league with 4.18 runs per game overall, but they've been better at home, averaging 4.43. Still, their games have tended to be lower scoring at home, coming in at an average of just 6.43 runs. That said, with Rodon's tendency to issue free passes and Ortiz still trying to prove he's fully turned a corner, this game has a chance to open up offensively. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. San Diego Padres versus Detroit Tigers. The San Diego Padres, sitting at 16-7, are wrapping up a 3-game series against the Detroit Tigers, who come in at 14-9 on Wednesday afternoon. This final matchup promises a bit of drama as both teams have shown similar offensive output so far. The real difference looks like it'll come from the pitching side, where the Tigers appear to have the upper hand at the moment. Statistically, the Tigers rank 10th in runs scored, while the Padres are just a notch behind at 11th. But despite leading the majors with the highest team batting average, San Diego hasn't been making the most of their hits. Too many runners are being left stranded on base, and that's dragging down their ability to actually put runs on the board. Kyle Hart will take the mound for the Padres, but he's been struggling recently. His earned run average sits at 6.48, and in his last start, he gave up 10 hits. On the flip side, the Tigers will counter with Reese Olson, who's been sharp lately. Detroit has come out on top in Olson's last 3 starts, and his most recent outing was a strong one, as he shut out the Royals. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. Lately, both of these teams have been leaning toward low-scoring games. Detroit has hit the under in 5 of their last 7 contests, and San Diego has done the same in 4 of their last 6. Even though the Padres have been great at getting on base, they do have the highest team batting average. They haven't turned those base runners into enough runs. That inefficiency continues to hold them back. Meanwhile, the Tigers don't have much power, ranking just 18th in home runs, so they rely more on piecing together hits and stringing plays together to put runs on the board. Reese Olson's last performance was a strong one. He blanked the Royals over 5 innings and looked in full control. Kyle Hart, while shaky in his last outing, did show a glimpse of potential the game before when he allowed just 1 hit over 6 innings against the Rockies. If Hart can find that form again, this could turn into a pretty quiet afternoon on the scoreboard. With both teams showing signs of offensive struggle and decent pitching potential, expect a low-scoring finale before the Padres head out of town. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Cincinnati Reds versus Miami Marlins. The Cincinnati Reds, currently sitting at 11-12 and holding 3rd place in the National League Central, are set to wrap up their 3-game road series against the Miami Marlins on Wednesday. The Marlins, at 10-12 and also in 3rd place but over in the National League East, took the first game of the series on Monday, handing the Reds a 6-3 loss. That defeat marks Cincinnati's 4th loss in their last 6 contests, and they now find themselves 2.5 games back from the top spot in their division. Meanwhile, Miami has managed to build some momentum, stringing together back-to-back wins, including that solid performance in the series opener. The Marlins remain 5.5 games out of first place in their division, but they're showing signs of life. With their win on Monday night, the Marlins took control of this series. Last season, the Reds left Miami with a 3-1 series win, but this time around, things could be different, mainly because Sandy Alcantara is expected to pitch. Alcantara, who's back on the mound after recovering from Tommy John surgery, has looked pretty sharp so far. He seems especially confident at home, where he's already logged 3 starts this season, going 2-0 while holding hitters to a .187 average. On the flip side, Miami's offense has quietly been putting up solid numbers this year, and they've actually been scoring more runs at home than on the road. While Cincinnati's starter Singer did manage to get a win in his only road outing, he also gave up 9 hits and 5 runs. That could open the door for Miami's bats to strike early. The Marlins have won 2 of their last 3 against the Reds. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Marlins money line is our full game side pick. Sandy Alcantara, the starter for Miami, enters the game with a bloated 7.27 earned run average and a 1.38 WHIP when it comes to totals. The over has hit in all 5 of Miami's most recent games, every one of their last 5 matchups with Cincinnati, and in 7 of their last 8 home games overall. That same 7 out of 8 mark also holds when they host the Reds. As a team, Miami ranks near the bottom of the league in earned run average, 28th to be exact. Cincinnati hasn't been any different in that regard when it comes to totals either. The over has cashed in each of their last 5 games, and in 5 of their last 6 road games too. There wasn't much buzz surrounding Monday night's game, but it ended up being a high-scoring one, with the Reds and Marlins combining for 9 runs, clearing the posted total of 8. On paper, both starting pitchers in this series finale look decent, but their recent form tells a different story. Singer has surrendered 3 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts and walked 3 batters in his last 2. Alcantara hasn't been much better. He's been tagged for 10 earned runs, 9 hits, and 6 walks across just his last 2 outings. Offensively, both squads have been outperforming expectations. Cincinnati exploded for 24 runs on Sunday alone and scored 5 or more in 4 out of 5 games before Tuesday's contest. Miami, meanwhile, has posted at least 6 runs in each of its last 3 games, including Monday's win. The over has hit in 7 of the last 10 matchups between these two teams. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Mariners versus Boston Red Sox. The Seattle Mariners and the Boston Red Sox are meeting for their only series of the season at Fenway Park. Both teams made some key changes during the offseason, aiming to make it back to the playoffs in 2025. So far, the early results are promising. Each club is playing above .500 baseball, and both look like they have what it takes to contend for a division crown. Seattle has had a tougher time on the road than Boston has at home. The Mariners have managed just 4 wins in 9 road games, while the Red Sox have picked up 7 victories in 11 tries at Fenway. One of the bigger gaps between these teams lies in how they perform when they get runners in scoring position. Seattle sits near the bottom of the league in that category, ranked 28th, with a .592 OPS. Boston, meanwhile, is comfortably inside the top half of the league, ranked 11th, with a .754 OPS. Red Sox starter Sean Newcomb hasn't gone deep into games this season, but when he's been out there, he's done his job well enough. He owns a 3.63 earned run average across 4 starts, with the Sox splitting those games 2-2. On the flip side, Emerson Hancock hasn't had much success. Through 2 starts, he's been roughed up for 12 hits in just 5.2 innings. Newcomb has also been more effective at keeping hitters off balance, racking up 19 strikeouts. Hancock has only 4 and hasn't looked sharp at all. He had problems pitching on the road last season too, ending with an earned run average north of 7. Boston's bats are starting to wake up lately, with their team average climbing above .240 after a slow start. They're in a good spot to do some damage against Hancock on Wednesday. As our first pick for this matchup, the Boston Red Sox money line is our full game side pick. Emerson Hancock continues to struggle this season, allowing a whopping .462 batting average to opposing hitters. Sean Newcomb hasn't exactly been lights out either, but he's fared better, holding batters to a .343 average. Offensively, both lineups are showing some life. The Mariners currently rank 12th in the league with a team OPS of .718, while the Red Sox are slightly ahead, coming in at 9th with a .723 mark. These two teams have played some high-scoring games when they've met recently, with the over hitting in 6 of their last 10 matchups. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.